let's look at another kind of borrower. That would be someone who's purchasing, maybe their first time, maybe they're just young. They don't have a lot of down payment. How do they get that done?
That is a challenge. That's been a challenge for probably since I got in the business. And you look at, the fun thing being a lender. Well, I'm going to ask 3 questions after I get to, get the conversation started. Are you a veteran? If they are, then we look at VA options. If they're not a veteran, we rule out VA financing. We're talking FHA and conventional financing. Then it's a matter of, as we go into the pre-qualification, what are the credit scores? I've got one currently where the scores are on the lower side versus the higher side. That leads to FHA financing. So it's kind of a process of elimination. We start here and we just whittle our way down, and we're doing FHA financing. In this particular case, all the buyers have is a 3.5% down payment. So this is super important to the consumer out there, okay? And realtors, I want you to listen. When a client says, or a realtor says, well, the seller won't pay closing costs, that's not right. That's incorrect. Sellers will pay closing costs in any market, up market, down market, if presented properly, okay? I've got one client right now that I had the good fortune to refer out to a realtor. It was a really good match for that buyer, for that realtor, really, really good match. And those buyers, all they had was the money for the down payment. So it was a $399 sales price starting out in the negotiations with a $12,000 credit. $10,000 credit. We amended it to where we ended up with a 401 sales price and a $12,000 seller credit. So it's structured to where the buyers will only bring in the 3.5% down payment. They're paying for their appraisal. They're paying for the home inspection. And when it closes, they'll just have to bring in the rest of the down payment. All the closing costs were negotiated by the agent on behalf of the borrower to be paid by the seller. So the seller's paying $12,000 in sales and in closing cost, all right? Again, the key is getting the right realtor to negotiate the transaction. In fact, on that point, I've got relationships with realtors all over Southern California. It's easy for me to find the best realtors, not just in Southern California, but the whole nation. They're easy to find for what I do. They stick out like a sore thumb. So, but a seller, if negotiated properly, will pay closing costs. This client, in all reality, probably wouldn't be buying a house. They don't have the funds yet, or we'd have to do a down payment assistance program where the terms, you end up with a first, a second, third, and you will owe more than the house is worth. So this one, yeah, they are grabbing all their money, okay? And as the loan is in process, they're collecting their funds. Totally workable. But the key is when the dust settles, they'll have a really good rate. They'll have one loan, they'll have equity from day one, and they'll have a stepping stone to go forward. If a specific house is desired and the seller won't participate, then they can't buy that house. So there might be less options in the pool, but again, the key is to the right realtor that can be negotiated. Great question, Randy.